Councilmember Mills.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Since I'm last, well, the mayor still has to weigh in. I think you've heard I think you've heard a commitment that this city council has to the downtown, the current plan, and I think JR touched on a little bit that people forget what was in that spot. It was 350,000 square feet of unoccupied space in the middle of downtown, and that was from the early 90s. And it's taken, as far as it's taken this long to get where we are now. And it didn't happen because of one mayor. It didn't happen because of one owner of the property. It didn't happen by one anything. It happened by a lot of input from citizens throughout the city. We got together and formed the downtown guidelines. There was about 60 people that sat there for almost a year and formed what we wanted, what the citizens wanted the downtown to look like. The Fashion Plaza is just a part of it. And as Ms. Fote said, that there was a very tight timeline that was agreed upon with the developer of the property, and with every lawsuit that was filed and every lawsuit that was overturned or ruled against, it just put more years to get behind on this this project. And currently, right now, there's still a pending lawsuit, and the developer has chosen to go ahead over that lawsuit and build completely at his own risk. And that's his risk. It's not the city of Palm Springs' risk. It's his risk. And there are, as Ms. Fote outlined, very, very strong and definitive I don't want to say rules, but
Safeguards.
Safeguards, thank you, Ms. Fote, in our agreement that deal with default by the builder and where the city sits in that. The city can take the project over upon default. The city can own that project. And I've heard a few times tonight it was mentioned that the city gave a certain amount of money to Westman. People forget that the city of Palm Springs bought $33 million worth of property in the downtown. The city now owns over half of the Fashion Plaza site. It's city property, not owned by anyone other than the city of Palm Springs. Every dime of that $33 million can only be spent by Mr. Westman on that piece of property that he owns. And that was a big, huge part of this deal, a protection for all of you, a protection for the future of the city. And it was long, hard fought to get to that point, and to get that one thing across. But it is this project is going to be, as I said, the future of the city. There are negative people about this project that have been the same negative voices that we've heard the 16 years I've been sitting here, and it's not going to change. And this unfortunate situation, in my mind, just gives that group of people, that group of negativity, another option to come up to this microphone and tear this city apart and work at it. And it's very unfortunate, but it's the way it is. And I think I'm just happy to hear that my fellow council members realize how important this project is, how we owe it to our citizens, we owe it to the merchants who've had to suffer for years with not only a vacant property, but the property as it is now taking longer than construction than anybody had anticipated. So I am confident that with the legal advice, with our city staff, with our input from the council members, that we will have a phenomenal downtown, one we've all envisioned for years in the past and for years to come. There's estimated between 500 and 600 new jobs in the city of Palm Springs. We're working on new housing in Palm Springs for people that work those jobs to be able to live in the city of Palm Springs, and all the pieces are starting to come together. And I, for one, am not going to see this as an obstruction.